So me and the man were sitting in the big parlor room, and he says, "Hey, dog, let's go on up to the gun room." For some reason, we both had guns on our mind lately. So we go up to the gun room, and it's a glorious square. It's a box of a room, and it's all paneled in, I don't know what kind of wood. It's thick. It's like, it's beautiful, and it's been treated with linseed oil, so it's so glossy. And all the gun cabinets and the guns themselves. And up above head height is this rectangular window that looks like an architect designed it. It looks like something you see on the outside of a school building. And it lets all this light cascade and bounce around and reflect off all the glossy paneling and the gun cabinets. It's beautiful. It's called the armory, but the man always calls it the gun room because he wasn't allowed in there as a child, and that's how he remembers it. He always savors his visits to the gun room, and he makes it a rarity. It's how he communes with his past. It's almost a form of his own dog remembrance that way. But he does it on special occasions, and he kind of remembers the old days, and he remembers his mom and dad and things, and he gets all full of lang syne. But today he's a little bit buzzed out on the bourbon. You know, we're sitting there in these two chairs. I'm kind of like in a chair that looks more like Edith Bunker's chair, and he's in a chair that looks more like Archie's chair. And in between us is this round antique table with a Cheshire lamp, and he's got a nice, beautiful, full glass of bourbon on ice. And even the glass of bourbon is glinting and squinting in all the sunshine, bebopping and around, bouncing off of all the, it's beautiful in there. But the man, he looks at me and he says, "There's this family that's so freaking woke, they're going to let their child trans over the alligator." And I shook my head and I started to say something. He says, this kid's name was Wallace. And I didn't know, if it was a boy or a girl. But these people are so woke, they're going to let him trans over the alligator, and then he's going to change his name to Wally. And I said, "No, I think you were thinking of the fentanyl alligator." And he says, "No, parents were saying how this alligator, this child's so special, and it's so remarkable, and he's gonna, you have to give him his whatever. He's just one in a million. He's one of a kind." And I looked at the man and I shook my head and I said, "No, I think you are thinking of Wally, the fentanyl alligator, the alligator that they keep all doped up so he doesn't even know what's going on, and they throw him in the pool with all the little children, and they can pet him and rub his belly." The man's got this scam going. His owner's got this scam going. It's kind of like where you do the thing on the internet where you can hire some minor celebrity to call up your friend or text your friend, or friends only, or whatever it's called, and you can have just a performance for one person, and you get paid really well. This guy's having groups of 4 or 5, 6 kids come over, and they must be paying a fortune, and they go and they frolic and stuff with Wally, the doped-up alligator. He's so doped up, he's not biting on the kids. He's not acting that way. And the man was trying to disagree with me. And what I said to I didn't want to tell the man that, this alligator that's swimming around with these kids, someday he's going to grow up. He's going to make himself a children's sandwich. He's going to, but anyways, it doesn't matter. The thing about Wally that was so interesting is that he is, he's like one of them animals that's just smarter. Like case in point, the dog himself. But what I'm saying is, sometimes a dog is just, an alligator, it's just a special kind of a thing. Or any kind of animal. There's 1 in a million of everything. Wally is an American alligator. He's 7 years old. He's still got his baby teeth. He exerts 3,000 pounds of pressure per square inch. And I thought those statistics were interesting. But the craziest thing about Wally is that he's a Disney rescue alligator. So, I don't know how you sign up and get on the list to get the alligators that Disney's fed up with. But this guy, Wally, the fentanyl alligator, he was a rescue alligator from Disney World. So he was already used to being around the mobs of people and around the children and things, So it's probably okay and everything. But I would say this, that I don't think those kids should go swimming around in that disgusting, grody pool. It's got like that mint green hue to it. There's a lot of alligator pee and a lot of alligator poop in there. The alligator's man said he could not imagine his life without Wally. And when he envisioned it for a split second, he almost acted suicidal. Now, when I shared all this stuff with the man looked at me kind of interested, like he was thinking, oh my gosh, I know how the alligator man thinks. I mean, I could see it in the man's eyes. But all he says, I don't think so. I think you got it wrong. I think we're talking about that this world is so screwed up that there's people that would look at their kids like they're supersonic special and they can make their own decision and if they can do whatever they want to do. And there's one family in America that's taken it to the extreme of saying to their child, you can trans over to an alligator. We're happy with that. We can handle it. It's okay. It's a good thing. And it's, I didn't know what to say to him, but I just kind of sat back and I just started to soak in the ambiance of the gun room. And I kind of had a yen for a nice stogie and some good stout cognac. That would have been something that would have, whatever. It's been beautiful. It would have gone with the whole thing.